Okay, great. 5th of September, and it is indeed a pleasure having you here once again. We are going to be talking about the gold precious metal. We're going to be looking out for opportunities in the market so we can make some pips. Yes, indeed. It's a pleasure having you here. My name once again is Tolu of CSAFOREX, Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. Kindly note that as a disclaimer, this video should be used as a form of educational purposes only and not as a form of signal. Great. So with that said, let's jump in straight to the video. Now, from the monthly time frame, as we can see the gold and we have our levels already mapped out. And from what we have right in front of us, you would also see that price for a little while has been in a range, as you can see from this box here. From this range, inside the range, we had this flag pattern. As you can see, we had the flag pattern over here. And then this here was an extension of the flag pattern that coincided with the double top area here, right? Long story short, now where are we in this consolidation? We are at the lows of the consolidation. We are at the lows here, meaning our price has tested this area here of this lows and also here, which was about 1680 price level. Now you can see also from this monthly time frame, from the flag pattern, we are not just at the lows, right? We are not just at the lows of this flag pattern, but we have broken out. Last month, August, we had this bullish candle and then it broke out here. And then it seems to be at this area of the lows. Now, what are we expecting further? We're expecting that if it breaks out of these lows, it should drop further to 1545 area. That is 1545 area here, or flip zone. If you look from here, you have a little resistance, support, resistance, support as well. Now, this is from the monthly time frame perspective. But then let's cross over to the weekly and let's see what is happening. So in conclusion for this monthly, you can see that this wave down, right? This wave down that we have over here is bearish. It is showing that the sellers are in control. And then if we cross over to the weekly would also start to make things a bit clearer. The wave that we looked at on the monthly, this is it over here. And as you can see from what we have here, price is now hitting this flip zone here, resistance, support. It acted as support a few weeks ago, and now it is back there and looks like it also wants to act as support again. And this happens to be the 1700 area psychological round number. So this psychological round number also couples with the flip zone, And as we can see from here, we are waiting for the next clue. Is price going to bounce again from here? Or is it going to break out and then use that area as a form of resistance to drop further down? Remember, we talked about the 1545 from the monthly time frame, right? You could rewind the video again and watch the monthly aspect. Now, if you notice, we are dropping down in time frames. And as we are dropping down in time frames, we are analyzing the market. And it is now getting clearer that, yes, indeed, without a doubt, it is a no-brainer that the gold is in a bearish trend. I repeat, the gold is in a bearish trend, but now as it's in a bearish trend, it's at an area of support, right? So normally we should have the price push back higher to this point that we have a mini support resistance flip here, and then look for sell positions around 1780 to take it back down. Or we should be looking at a breakdown of the 1700, meaning that closes on the weekly time frame candles will give us the clue, and then a pullback to that area of the 1700, and then a further drop should be in the pipeline. So as it's a bearish trend, let's drop to the daily time frame. You can see the daily time frame also concludes what we have been talking about as well. It coincides with it. Bullish movement here, support. Another bullish movement here from a bullish engulfing. You can see the bullish engulfing here that took it back to the area of flip zone, the area of resistance, and then now it is back here, right? Price tends to move in a yo-yo-like pattern, meaning that it's in a bearish trend, but still in a yo-yo pattern, meaning that even as it is dropping and dropping lower and lower, it still needs to pull back. It still needs to retrace in order for what? In order for the sellers to load fresh short positions, right? I repeat, in order for the sellers to load fresh short positions. Looking at what we have here, this is clearly another mini wave, because in one major wave, you could have another wave, and in that other wave, you could have another wave as well. So from this daily time frame, you could also be looking forward to this area here, something around, if you move here, or if we use our cross here, something around probably the 1729, 1730 area for sell position to take it back down. So this means what? This means it is advisable that we drop down another time frame. Again, let's drop down to the 4 hours time frame and then look at what we have here. Beautiful. Lo and behold, you can see we have our markings over here. We have our area of support. This was a breach, acted as resistance here. You can see support was a breach, but still came down. So if it gets to this area here, you can see the area here, 1730, that we talked about from the daily time frame. You can see it's getting clearer. So if it gets to this area here, definitely be looking out for short positions to take it back down. And of course, you should be looking out for the reaction when price gets to that level. You should be looking out for the reaction and then be looking for your trigger. Your trigger has to do with what is going to propel you to enter that market. Is it an engulfing? Is it a pin bar, a hammer? Is it a doji or spinning top? Or is it a chart pattern? Is it a chart pattern like probably a wedge or a flag, or maybe head and shoulders or whatever? You need to have your trigger. Your trigger would also give you that final reason for pulling the trigger at that area. Now let's cross over finally to the hourly time frame, and then of course it is much clearer that we should be sellers, right? Meaning that if you want to go against the market, then you are a counter trend trader and you are fighting the money. They are fighting the smart money. They are fighting the professional money. And of course, the dollar has been gaining strength for a while now. And also today, just as a little clue for you, today, as I said at the beginning, is the 5th of September. And today happens to be Labor Day for the US and also for Canada. So for gold and the US, right, for the US dollar, when the US dollar is appreciating, it is inversely proportional to gold. So you should see the gold drop in value. So the dollar has been appreciating and gold is depreciating, and we should see this happen the more. So now from the hourly time frame perspective, I decided to use a Fibonacci retracement drawing from this highs all the way to this lows. And from this Fibonacci retracement, now the key areas that I like to look at, 23.6 is not here. I have removed it. It's not a strong enough level for me, but 38.2, 50, or the 61.8 are the key areas where you like the market to reverse, where you like price to reverse for you to jump in. So look at what we have here. Quickly, we have support, resistance. So that means that this first area here of flip zone of resistance that coincides with the 38.2 is the first area to look out for, the first area. And then over here, you can see we have our support here. So this area is yet to be tested as resistance. So this is our second area that I would like to see price get to, and that is this week in order for us to sell. We would like to see price get here for us to sell, price get here for us to sell. And this here is the ultimate 61.8. Anything above 61.8 is a no-no for me. It shows that the trend is more or less changing direction, right? So over here, we have support, support, support. There was a breach here, but still acted as a form of resistance, and then resistance here. And then here would be the ultimate, the third level that I would like to see. So if you notice, we've done a drop down, that is a multi-time frame analysis approach based on the gold precious metal, based on the gold shiny metal, for us to be able to look at, pay attention to, and of course, with patience, the price will get to our levels, and then we, jump in the market with our trigger that we mentioned earlier, and we should make pips. One thing I like about this chart that we have over here for gold and the levels is that the reward is definitely one to salivate over, meaning that the reward here, especially for if the price gets to this third level, would be the greatest of all. This will probably be about 500 pips to the downside. So let's see how the price goes. Let's see what happens in the market, right? I'm going to be rounding up now, and I want to say thank you guys for joining me. If this video was helpful, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And of course, you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. You have any questions whatsoever in the comment section, drop your questions and I'll get back to you. If you want to learn more on how to trade, you can as well visit the website www.CSAFOREX. There is a free video for you, especially if you are very new to the business, you are a beginner, you are a newbie, or you have been struggling, you don't know what you have been doing, more or less you have been gambling, then visit the website. I will also drop one or two other links that you can use to take advantage. So I want to say thank you guys. It has indeed been a good one. Enjoy the rest of the day and do not try to be a hero. Let the market come to you. Cheers, guys, and God bless.